All right, can't think of a better way to kick off a review of a watch. I couldn't have put it any better myself. From Moser Cie, this is the 50-piece stainless steel limited edition Streamliner concept minute repeating tourbillon. Got all that? Good, because it is a lot, with an aqua blue hammered gold dial featuring gradient fade fume enamel. This watch has got just about everything imaginable going on, and it is a watch that most people will find wearable even on normal human wrists. So 42.3 millimeters in diameter in steel, it's 14.8 millimeters thick, it's only 48.4 from the first link on each side to its opposite number. So you'll see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, even pulling the bracelet down fairly tight, this wears well. Look how far inboard of the edge of my wrist the case is. On each side, this watch sits flat within the bounds of my wrist, even when viewed from over the top, which exaggerates the width of the watch. Now, it's not super slim, but it's also not particularly thick, given how much has to fit inside this case. The watch is comfortable, nicely counterweighted by the bracelet. Since the Streamliner family debuted in 2020, the bracelet has been one of the finest in the industry in the integrated clasp, almost more organic than mechanical, and it feels great. I'd recommend this watch for wrists of 15 centimeters circumference and up. Of course, the 2024 launch, showing how far Moser's come with both its minute repeaters and its Streamliner sports watch series. You can see the bracelet's nicely made, almost like the links in the back of some sort of prehistoric sea creature or some sort of armored animal. You can see the links are joined internally and that there's no daylight showing between them from the bottom. The tolerances are incredibly tight, and you can see that they've been internally satinated and polished, which shows extraordinary attention to detail. We do have little bars retaining each removable link, so if you want to size this at home, you'll need a block and punch, but the links are small and many, giving you a lot of room to make adjustments. You can see we have a double folding clasp, twin trigger release. This one cannot pop open. We've got the Moser logo right there. Press the two triggers. You must press both for it to open up. It's quite secure on the wrist. Taking a look underneath, you can see that spring bars retain the bracelet to the case, and that the case is handsome and unusual. The design featuring scalloped and satinated profiles. All Mosers feature some sort of case flank recess, and this one has a little bit of a hollow between the overlapping lips of the bezel and the case back. We've got a Moser branded crown. It is a screw down. Despite its minute repeating status, the watch is 50 meters water resistant. Now, in theory, that should make its surface swimmable, but given that this is a minute repeater, I'm going to advise you against that. We have Global Light block ceramic luminescent material on the dial, so I'm going to give you an idea of how that looks. Really no shortage of lume. And the finishing of the bezel top, you can see it's a radial satination, much like you would produce on a lapping machine on a 70s watch. And that's what's cool about the Streamliner. There are a lot of little nods to the 70s. You've got the Abel Sport Classic, maybe a little bit of Omega lobster tail bracelet. You've got a tonneau case design. You've got that radial satin grain. A lot of nods to the era, but it's not trying to be a Royal Oak. It's not trying to be a Nautilus. You don't look at it and say, oh, well, that's obviously a Vacheron 222. Somehow it captures the spirit of the era without plagiarizing the era. Kind of the way the Dodge Viper reminds you of the Shelby Cobra, but without looking like the Cobra. The best kind of homage is never literal. It is a spiritual one. Now, the fascinating thing about this crystal is that it is both boxed and cambered. So you've got doming across the top, and then you have this sharp angular boxed profile outboard. It's an unusual look. The dial is fired up to 12 times, and 3 different pigments are used to create this aqua blue fade from light to dark. Now, fume or smoked dials are a signature of Moser, so this looks right at home. And uncalibrated or concept dials that feature no printing, no indices, no hash marks, no Swiss origin notation. This is a concept dial from Moser because it's unmarked, and it is a fume because it's smoked. The dial base is a hammered-like texture on solid white gold, and then the 3 different pigments of glass or vitreous-based paint are applied and fired at least 12 times, so grand faux. The idea being the glass in the vitreous paint melts, flattens out, and eventually creates this gradient fade darker at the edge where the darker pigments are used. If you look very carefully around the edge of the lighting emphasis as I kind of shift the light patterns across the dial, you can see that there's a little bit of a rippling on the top. That is the nature of enamel. It's got a little bit of a chalky sort of roughed texture. It's not precisely smooth the way rubbed lacquer is, and that's part of the beauty of the material. It's a very rare and challenging craft art to master. So the dial of this watch by itself is a work of art. You can also see that Moser does not short you the sound. Look at the size of those gongs, and there is quite a lot of gong going on here. Taking a quick look, the resonators are large, and the watch is an ideal material for the conduct of sound. So, for example, F.P. Journe only makes striking watches in steel. This one is in steel. So it's very good at channeling the sound from these large, high-quality gongs. And it's not just a loud repeater. There are a lot of loud atonal repeaters that are loud but one-dimensional. This one also has an excellent kind of lyrical, musical quality to it. And you can see that the decoration of the strikers and their bridges, absolutely uncompromising, with media blast underneath all of this. It looks very, 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 very cool. Taking a quick look at the strikers, around their edges you could see where the bevels come to a point, and you could see that they're mirror finished on their tops and beveled on their side. Very difficult to do. Of course, this movement co-developed with MHC and then later with Timeless. It is known as the HMC 905, so it's a manual wind with a 90-hour power reserve. And I will say, although it's not easy to convey on camera, the degree of finishing here is to an impossibly higher standard than you find on a traditional Moser watch. You still have some of their signature cues, like the double-crested Côte de Genève and the use of a golden chaton cup to hold the barrel arbor, but then you've got this incredible mirror-finished steel bridge with rounded flanks running down from the barrel to the tourbillon, and the bevels, including these incredibly sharp and deeply drawn interior angles, these are hand-finished. Most Moser bevels are not hand-finished. Also, as a repeater, not only is it loud and sonorous, but it has the quietest governor I've ever encountered. I cannot hear it at all, and I can't say that of a Patek Philippe even. It all features a lovely darkened nickel anthracite sort of coating, so very, very dark to give it almost an industrial aesthetic, maybe more suited to a sports watch than the silvered shine of the dress watch versions of the same watch. The tourbillon is a flying tourbillon, meaning it has no upper bridge to block your view, and I would say that the components of the tourbillon are comparably decorated compared to the back. Now, normally on a Moser tourbillon watch, the tourbillon cage is the best finished part of the movement by far. Here, the tourbillon and the case back are of equally high quality. You can see it's a flying tourbillon because there's no upper bridge to block your view, created by Alfred Helwig in the 1920s in Glashütte. The flying tourbillon has no upper bridge, so you can see it in its entirety. There was a technical reason for it initially, but today it's done for aesthetics. It also works as the seconds hand of the watch, since beating away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, it makes 1 circuit per minute. It is a formidable machine. 35 jewels and over 400 parts. This is the most complicated movement that Moser makes. And impressively, Moser makes its own hairsprings, balance wheels, and escapements in-house as part of that effort. The movement is large. At 33 millimeters, it properly finishes and fills this large case back. It's a hand in glove that only a true integrated manufacturer can pull off. If you love this watch, only you and 49 others will ever have the pleasure, so reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.